Lil Bear and I first met in July of 2004. That is, we first met in person. We had been chat buddies on Yahoo Chat for over a year up until that time. But anyway, after leaving the Philippines for the first time, we continued our chats, and we began talking a lot on the phone. Not very long. Well, actually, yeah, they were. I got an international rate, and our phone conversations lasted for hours. And, oh, thank goodness for those international rates. But anyway, we would call virtually every, well, I'd call him, we'd talk about 4 or 5 minutes every day, and then on the weekend we'd talk for several hours. And we just had the most casual of conversations. It was all good. But anyway, it was in November of that year that I just popped a question to him. I asked him if he would marry me, and to that question, he said yes. And we've gone from there, and we've built our own romantic venture, and we built our own story, and we're doing things our way. We're not trying to copy anyone else. We're trying to just be ourselves. But anyway, I've been asked the question, Mrs. Smith, are you there, Mrs. Smith? She asked the question about what's it like in the Philippines, and what's the food like, and I'll share with you my own experience. First of all, I think everyone who has not traveled abroad from the USA should realize that the USA is not the only country in the world that has modern conveniences. We're not the only country in the world that has rock and roll bands, country singing. We're not the only country in the world that has television production going on, movie productions going on, recording industry, etc., etc. So if you go to different countries, France, they have their own. England, they have their own. Spain, they have their own. You go to China and India, they have their own. Well, you go to the Philippines and you will see they have their own. You can go to parts of the Philippines that is as modern as any other modern place on earth. And then you can go to parts of the Philippines that's a third world. Very third world, but I've been in places in Georgia that reminded me of a third world country. So, many are quick to judge the Philippines as a third world country, and I say let's not be too quick to do that. One of the problems that the Philippine countries is dealing with, and they have accepted the challenge, they are a young democracy. They are going through the growing pains of a young democracy, but they're rising to the challenge of taking care of their problems. And one of their problems is the fact that they have what you might call an overeducated population, with unemployment of what some, I guess, would guess about 50%. So now in recent years, their country, because of their high proficiency with the English language, have become a hub of call centers that are used by banks, telecommunication industry, various customer service branches of industries. In the Philippines, they have car manufacturing, they have farming, agriculture. They have it all there. So now, when you visit there, it just depends on where you go. I got off at the airport, and of course, the airport in Manila wasn't as big and as busy as some airports that I've been to in other places, but it was organized, and they pretty well take care of the people who come to the airports. So the service is there, and they have people who are ready to do their job. So there are lots of people everywhere along in the metro area, and then you go to other parts where it's as rural as it can be, and there aren't very many people around. So you go to their malls. You know, they have some of the largest malls in the world. We're talking malls that are 5 stories, and in those malls you'll see bowling alleys, you'll see supermarkets, you might see 3 or 4 McDonald's and 2 or 3 Starbucks in the same mall. And I have never entered a mall there that wasn't full of people. So mauling is a favorite pastime there. And people there, they move to the big city for the same reasons people in the USA sometimes move to the big city. They're looking for work. And the people there are as hospitable as any I have ever found anywhere. Very gracious, kind. I have never been mistreated by anyone there. I have found my experience has been positive, but you know, they have their problems just like anywhere else. You know, they have a crime rate just like there's a crime rate anywhere else. You know, and sometimes foreigners make easy prey, if you will. So you know, a lot of common sense and has to be used no matter where you go.